everyone. I'm Elva LeBlanc. I'm the president of this wonderful Northwest campus, and I get to lead one of the best teams in all of Tarrant County, and I am extremely proud to be here this morning. Clearly, everything that we do because of the support of the citizens of Tarrant County. And they take this college so seriously that they take the election of the trustees very seriously. And they work very hard to identify good people that volunteer their time to represent them. And we have two of those board members here today, and that is Louise Appelman, who is the president of our board, and Dr. Gwen Morrison. Dr. Morrison actually has known us for a very long time and has seen the evolution of this wonderful campus since the beginning, I do believe. So thank you for being here. We also have a lot of special guests. We have good people from the district offices, and we have people from the municipalities and the surrounding area that are excited about being here this morning and helping us to celebrate the grand opening of the police firing range. We've waited about 37 years for this day, but we are very, very patient people. I want to acknowledge some of our special guests: Steve Townsend from representing J.D. Johnson, Chief Barbara Childress representing Richland Hills, Dr. Jimmy Chadwell, who is the superintendent of Eagle Mountain, Saginaw, and is a wonderful friend of ours, and actually has always been very supportive of everything that we are doing, and he is our neighbor right across the street, so if you ever want to talk to him, you just walk across the street and see him. We have Chief Eli from White Settlement. We also have Chief Kennedy from Watauga PD, Assistant Chief Robert Parker from Watauga PD, Mike Hamlin and Andy Cancel from North Richland Hills PD, Eddie Salome from Grapevine PD, Chief Ben Flanagan, Grapevine PD, Lee Lewis, South Lake PD, Sergeant Beatrick from South Lake PD, Deputy Chief Coleman, Dallas PD, Sergeant Stephen Perkins, Dallas PD, and Sergeant John Simonton from Dallas PD. We also have special guests from the individuals that help create this wonderful structure, this wonderful building. We have representatives from Lee Lewis Construction, Bob Fullington, Mark Mayo, and Jess Alvenshine. We also have representatives from VLK Architects, Lauren Brown, Sloan Harris, and Barry Lemons. And finally, we have Bill Provencher, whose company was responsible for ensuring that the ventilation works really well in this building, and I know you're relieved about that part. We have many, many people that we would like to thank, and you have some of the key people on the program of individuals that have worked 24/7 for over 2 years in making this a reality, creating the vision into a reality. Clearly, none of this would have happened had we not had the support of our Chancellor, Irma Hadley. And I wanted to say, when my son was 6 years old, someone asked him, "So where's your mother?" And he said, "Oh, she's meeting with the Chancellor." And they said, "Who's the Chancellor?" And he said, "Everybody's boss." So I want to introduce to you everybody's boss. Please help me welcome Chancellor Irma Hadley.
Well, good morning to each of you. I tried to walk around the room to say good morning in up close and personal because this is such a wonderful day in the neighborhood. The neighborhood. The neighborhood is a wonderful day in the neighborhood. And as I look out over all those chiefs of police and all the officers back there and our federales, we've got someone from the federal government, I called him that a few minutes ago. It just plainly says that this is really a wonderful day in our neighborhood where we can all come together to celebrate the great accomplishments of the team here on the Northwest Campus, led so very well by Dr. Ella LeBlanc. So thank you, Dr. LeBlanc, and thank all of you for being here, and a special thanks to that wonderful team that she mentioned a few minutes ago. But the most thanks, of course, today must go to the Tarrant County College District Board of Trustees, represented by Mrs. Appleman, the president of our board, and Dr. Gwen Morrison, who we call the dean of the board. She is the longest serving board member, I suppose now in the history of Tarrant County College. I think she's probably surpassed some other long serving board members. But I never stand at a situation, an opportunity like this without thanking the board members for the great leadership that they give to this institution. As I visited with the police chiefs and other police officers around the room this morning, they were all very complimentary board members of this facility, and they all made sure that I knew that they like using our facilities and that we do a wonderful job, Dr. LeBlanc, and all of the things that we do for our community. This facility probably, I guess we could say, came about by happenstance, if you will. Not necessarily happenstance. We wanted to do this for quite some time, but thought we didn't have it in our budget, that we couldn't afford to do it right now, so we were kind of putting it off until Eagle Mountain Saginaw. Where is the representative from Eagle Mountain Saginaw? Superintendent, why don't you stand up for a minute, because you probably ought to take as much of the credit for having this facility here today as we take. We appreciate the cooperation that we've gotten from Eagle Mountain Saginaw, but we were going on about our business, shooting up everything we need to shoot up in the other firing range, and they came knocking at the door one day and said, oops, we're going to have little kiddos running out back there. You can't do that anymore. And we thought, well, I guess we can't do that anymore. So we took that to the board. We didn't have it in the budget, by the way, at the time, but we decided that it was something that was important enough for us to get on right away. Our board members agreed, and they supported this endeavor, and so here we are today. So in 1980, when we opened the Criminal Justice Training Center with the outdoor firing range, our goal always was to train officers for the community. And we think we've done an absolutely great job of that over the years. As we open this facility today, we know that not only is it state of the art, I understand, where's Dr. Jackson, Eric Jackson? This is first of its kind, one of a kind, state of the art. Which words should I use? Because I don't want to. Top notch, top notch, top notch, top drawer. Yeah, all of the above. It's a really wonderful facility, and we're very pleased to have it here for our community. Sometimes when I do presentations before groups around the county, I will say, you better be good to us. And the reason I say you better be good to us is because Tarrant County College is good to the community, and we do some of everything that this community needs, pretty much. And if you were to take a scenario of a citizen who's out and about in Tarrant County, if you're driving down the 121, you can't very well, going from here to the airport, you can't very well speed anymore because there's too many hooks and curves or whatever. But if somebody from HEB or Hearst Euless Bedford, or when you get to the airport grounds, Euless or whatever, if somebody gives you a ticket, that person probably got trained right here in Tarrant County College. And if for any reason you happen to have an emergency on the road and you need to call for an ambulance, the EMS person who comes is probably somebody who trained here at Tarrant County College. If for whatever reason you need to go to the hospital And you get in there and the person does x-rays on you. The person is probably trained at Tarrant County College. And if they admit you to the hospital, the nurse who comes by your bedside is probably a Tarrant County College person. So you see, we touch the community in all kinds of ways. If you happen to be fortunate enough to live to be an old person, like me, and you want to come back to school, you can come here for free. And if you have a skill, you can volunteer to help train other senior citizens and do all other kinds of things. If you happen to have children and you want to expose them to things before they get to school, you can bring them to Tarrant County College and put them in children's programs. And if you have one who is in school and you want to have enrichment during the summer, you can send them here to Tarrant County College to get enrichment courses through our College for Kids, or Kids College, our special summer camps, or all kinds of other things. So we don't just shoot at targets at Tarrant County College. Even though when we do shoot at targets today, we're going to have a state-of-the-art facility in which to shoot. So I want to thank all of you for coming and let you know that Tarrant County College is always ready to be a partner in the community for whatever source of your need, and to be able to tell you that when we are a partner with you, we tend to do it extremely well. Now that may sound like I'm bragging to some of you who don't know Tarrant County College that well, but there's an old saying that goes, if you can do it, it ain't bragging. And so we can do a lot of things, and we don't necessarily feel that we should not let the public know what those things are. And so with that, I am going to turn the program over to the next person. I believe Dr. LeBlanc has recognized all of the dignitaries in the room, and we are so very, very appreciative of having you come. Eagle Mountain Saginaw, we intend to be a really great partner for you, and we know that in some situations you're going to be sending students over here. You have students in our early college high school already coming up? Not yet. Superintendent, you're working on getting students in our early college high school. Is that correct? Yes, okay. Very good, very good. We appreciate you. So again, thank you so much from the over 100,000 students that Tarrant County College serves every year, and the over 4,000 people who work at Tarrant County College to bring these services, and especially on behalf of our 7 Board of Trustees. We welcome you here today, and thank you so much for your participation and your support of Tarrant County College and the Northwest Campus. Dr. LeBlanc.
I forgot to mention that she's very strategic about planting seeds. So I did want to acknowledge that my colleagues are here, the other campus presidents are here to support this effort, as are all of the vice chancellors. And I want to recognize them because, as Mrs. Hadley mentioned, this was not in the budget, and that means that others had to give up some things in order for us to have this beautiful facility. So I do thank you for the support of this endeavor. Next on the program is also a very important person, and that is Dr. Eric Jackson, who is Dean of Public Services and Social Behavioral Sciences. He has done more in the few years that he's been here than we did the previous decade. And he always does it with a smile, and he can motivate people to do amazing work and reach excellence at every step. So please help me welcome Dr. Jackson.
Well, good morning. Good morning. When I met the chancellor this morning, she asked me if I was happy. And so the answer to that question I gave her was a astounding yes. This is an outstanding facility, and we're very pleased to have you all here this morning, to have an opportunity to show you this facility, as well as an opportunity to thank all of those that had a major role in getting this facility up and running. Something like this doesn't just happen overnight, and it definitely doesn't happen without a great deal of teamwork. So in 2010, as was pointed out before, Eagle Mount Saginaw began the construction of their outstanding facility to the north of our range. That was the beginning of our discussions about community safety in the current location of our outdoor firing range. The leadership of Tarrant County College and Eagle Mount Saginaw got together and thought about the importance of ensuring that students both at the high school and here at Tarrant County College, and Northwest Campus particularly, needed environments that were conducive to learning. Therefore, having an outdoor firing range where the line of fire was pointed at the high school, that was not necessarily within that goal. So we decided to do something a little different, and we decided that even though the outdoor range was safe in its current condition, offered dynamic training in its current condition, an indoor firing range would be better for both partners. And so it was time to construct the indoor firing range that will continue to offer both a safe and effective dynamic training program that will continue to help train our law enforcement officers here in this community. Quoting Tao Te Ching, understanding how things happen makes the right thing obvious. And in this case, we understand how great deal things happen in our community, how our partnerships work together. We understand about the safety of our community, the safety of our students. We understand about the learning experience of our students, and because of those things, we knew this was the obvious thing to do. Since then, we've assembled an outstanding team that consisted of many of the people that have been thanked this morning. Mr. Kirby Chadwell and his office, Mr. Mark McClendon and his office, Mrs. Nina Petty, she's here this morning as well. Margaret Ludden, and of course, all district and campus facilities. Mr. Ignacio Polanco as well, and TCC project managers, VOK, Mrs. Lauren Brown, who has been mentioned several times this morning, Mr. Sloan Harris as well, and their partners. Lee Lewis Construction Company, Action Target, all these individuals came together to make this project work. And they're all out here today with us, and I think you'll have an opportunity to meet many of them, and they'll have an opportunity to show you or talk to you about what it is that they were part of or what role they played in the building of this facility. Now, about this facility, it is a 37,000 square foot facility, and it's going to meet the future training needs of our current law enforcement officer partners and our future law enforcement officer partners. As you can see, we're sitting on the 50-yard firing lane right now. There are 15 lanes in this part of the facility. We have another 5 lanes in the 100-yard facility. We have what we call Action Target's Total Containment Trap, which Adam Bush, if you have an opportunity to tour with him, he'll be able to explain to you all the details, but what it is it captures every bullet that comes into the goes down range. It decelerates it and disposes of it very safely, also ensuring that there's no lead in the air, no lead contamination. So we're really talking about a safe training environment for our law enforcement officers, for our students, not only safe in the sense of no one will get shot, but also safe in the sense that no one will be contaminated. And that's very important when you're operating a firing range. This facility has a first-class firearms cleaning room, which you'll see. It also has a high-tech firearms vault that the camera comes on when the door opens and all those things. We have a great storage room and a first-class staging area. It also has a state-of-the-art classroom that seats approximately 40 students, and it has many other high-tech amenities that comes along with operating this facility. So I hope that you have an opportunity to take a tour at the end of this ceremony and get a chance to see what it is that we're all very excited about. As far as the Criminal Justice Training Center, we currently service and partner with over 40 different police agencies, and on an annual basis we graduate approximately 3,000 law enforcement officers. Last year, our existing firing range, we serviced approximately 3,000 officers as far as getting them trained. This new facility, we hope, will either double that or quadruple that population. Recently, we've increased some partnerships after they came out and saw this facility, so we now have a new partnership with the Bureau of Engraving. We have an expanded partnership with the FBI. We're also looking to renewing many partnerships with the ATF and other federal agencies as well. And all that's going to happen within here. In this particular building, we will continue to meet the training needs of our law enforcement partners, and we will also meet the college's goal of supporting student learning and success through excellence in teaching and learning, support services, flexible instructional delivery systems, student engagement, and of course learning outcomes assessments. And we will continue to offer a very dynamic firearms curriculum that is both safe and is current. As you can see, with these two vehicles placed beside me, we have the ability to do this in our existing range, but this facility now gives us an opportunity to expand that curriculum, be more dynamic. We have a firing line that moves, targets rotate, and they move at a very rapid pace. Adam gave me the demonstration, and if you can hit that target at its top speed, you are an expert marksman in my opinion. So, due to the upgrades in the classroom as well, Adam Bush now he's our range master, and I'll talk a little bit about him later, but he'll be able to facilitate classroom training on armory, weapons cleaning, weapons maintenance, and weapons, all the things that go together to put a weapon together or take a weapon apart. That's not necessarily my area, but the classroom gives him a greater opportunity to do that as well. And as you know, and we've talked about that this morning, and everyone has sort of mentioned that. This could not be done without a very strong team, and it took a great deal of team effort, a great deal of collaboration, and of course a great deal of support to make this happen. But in this room, we currently have the Criminal Justice Training Center staff, and they are the black polos. I would ask them to stand, and for those that are sitting, please stand, and for those that are standing, please step forward and join me in giving them a round of applause. In your pamphlets and programs, you have pictures of this outstanding team as well as with their bios. I would also like to take a moment to mention Mr. Adam Bush, if he'd please step forward. He is our range master. As part of the design of this facility, it was important that TCC had an individual that was going to be responsible for our facility that was a